Don't forget to like, subscribe and share the videos.
Hello friends, welcome to Ganesh IAS Academy. This is the new session. In this session, we are going to discuss about the previous year UPSC geography question. So, already we did certain sessions related to the economy, but this session is giving you the add-on part. What are the possible questions they may ask for the upcoming prelims exam? So, this is the new add-on part added to this new session. So, please make a note of it. That will be very useful for your upcoming prelims exam. Okay, so let's begin the session. So the question is related to the weathering. So it is when it comes to the weathering, it is a purely conventional part question. It is actually purely the NCERT based question. So first of all, you have to know that what is weathering, okay, and also what are the types of weathering, and also why they asked this weathering question in 2024. That is also most important thing, based on which only you can decode what are the possible questions they may ask for the 2025. So first of all, you have to know about what is weathering. So weathering is the process of breaking down of rocks and the minerals on the earth surface. So it is the breaking down of the rock material. So there are three types of weathering. One is physical. So in the physical weathering, it is the physical disintegration of the rock materials. So like abrasion may happen. Okay, so that is called as the physical weathering. Next is called as the chemical weathering. So the chemical change in the property of that rock. So for example, iron in the rock is changing into a iron oxide. Calcium in the rock is changing into the calcium carbonate. So by the way the weathering process is happening means that is called as the chemical weathering. Okay, and the last is about biological weathering, which is means due to the living being activities there is a weathering process going to happen. For example, the roots of the trees, that is drilling the rock material and it is leading to the weathering of that rock. So that is called as the root wedging, which is a part of the biological weathering. So these are the three types of weathering process. Okay, so based on this idea, you can easily go for an answer. So rainfall is one of the reason for the weathering of rock, obviously. Okay, continuously if the water is pouring on certain region, okay, then there is a possibility for the physical weathering, even for the chemical weathering, due to the solution process. Like the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is soluted in the water and it is making a chemical reaction in the rock that led to the weathering of that rock, means that is called as chemical weathering. So that is also the possible. At the end of the day, this rainfall will helps in the biological weathering also. Due to the continuous rainfall, there is the possibility for the growth of the plants or else the growth of the earthworm. Anything may happen. That also going to contribute for the weathering process. So that will be in the part of the biological weathering. So physical, chemical, biological, all are contributed by this rainfall. So the first statement is actually right. The rainwater contains the carbon dioxide in solution. That is true. The rainwater contains atmospheric oxygen. That is also true. So both statement 2 and 3 explains the statement 1. So the answer is A. So this part of this question is very easy. Okay, it is purely NCERT based question, which is easily you can answer it. But why they suddenly asked the weathering question in 2024? Whether it is somewhat related to any current affair? Yes. So the current affair here is with $58.2 million in funding and landmark carbon removal deals. The Terra Dot launches with bold plan to scale CO2 removal this decade. So it is actually the CSR initiative. So CSR means it's a corporate social responsibility. So every company need to contribute to the environment to overcome this climate change. That is called a CSR. They can do any social activities and also they can do any environmental activities. So here the CSR is related to the environmental activities for the carbon removal they introduced the new method called as enhanced rock weathering. Okay, so enhanced rock weathering is a method speeds up the natural process of rock weathering to remove the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So what they will do in this enhanced rock weathering is they will crush the rocks, okay, and they will make it as like a sand like particles. Okay, so it will be the powdered one, and they will throw it in the farmlands, in the beach, or else in the forested region. Okay, at the time period of the rainfall, this rainfall is going to take the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and they are going to drop it over on this crushed rock materials, this enhanced rock weathering material. Okay, so this enhanced rock weathering material is actually a silicate material. So what the silicate material is going to do is, the silicate is going to make a chemical reaction like silica plus water plus carbon dioxide, that is going to give you the silicate bicarbonate, which is a stable component. Okay, so this atmospheric carbon dioxide is removed and it is made as a part of the soil. So by the way, they are going to remove the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Okay, so this is the major idea did by this many companies. So by the way, they are going to remove this carbon dioxide. So which is most important one for the prelims part. And also you can use it in the mains answer also. Enhanced rock weathering. So by the way, they are going to do the carbon removal from the atmosphere. So when it comes to the global warming, CO2 is the major culprit for this global warming activities. Okay, it is the most important greenhouse gases led to the global warming, and it is causing the climate change. So to remove the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, they are doing this enhanced rock weathering method. Okay, so these bicarbonates flows into the rivers and oceans where they get stored for the thousands of years. And also you know that when it comes to the oceans are the actually the carbon sink. So this silicate carbonate is going to be deposited in the oceans down floor. So by the way, it will be stored for the thousands and thousands of years, and it is not going to be exposed in the atmosphere. So they are going to overcome this global warming issue. So this was in the news in 2024. Based on that only they asked a question in the 2024 prelims. Okay, so this is how they will use the current affair part, and they will club it with the conventional part. So based on this current affair part, you have to read about what is weathering and all the things. So they asked a conventional based question, which is most important one. You can easily decode what are the questions they may ask for the upcoming prelims exam. So the possible question for 2025 is the geoengineering. So geoengineering refers to the large scale interventions aimed at altering the Earth's climate system to counteract the effect of the global warming. So they may ask, what is geoengineering? Next, it is primarily involves the two approaches. One is called as solar radiation modification, or else carbon dioxide removal. Solar radiation modification, SRM, involves deploying the materials in space to reflect the solar rays away from the Earth. So in this idea, recently there was a idea related to the solar radiation modification is diamond dust spraying in the atmosphere. So this diamond dust spraying in the atmosphere is going to reflect the incoming solar radiation outwards the space. Okay, it is going to reflect the insolation, solar insolation. So by the way, it is going to reduce the solar insolation that is coming into the earth. So diamond dust method is actually a solar radiation modification, which was recently in the news. It is actually a current affair part. So please make a note of it. Diamond dust spraying. Okay, this is one of the solar radiation modification method. Another thing is carbon dioxide removal method. That is what we saw in the enhanced rock weathering. And other part they can ask is metal organic framework or advanced material designed to capture and store the CO2 efficiently. They are highly porous and can trap the gases like a sponge. Next is about regenerative farming. It is the agricultural approach that improves the soil health and increases the biodiversity and capture the carbon. When it comes to this enhanced rock weathering method, it is actually not only contributing to the environment by reducing the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, but also it is also going to increases the nutrient level of the soil, because the silicate bicarbonate is most important mineral for the soil. So that is also going to be help this soil restoration also. So this enhanced rock weathering method is having a win-win situation. It is going to remove the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. At the same time, it is going to be act as a soil nutrient. These are the major things about this weathering process. And also please make a note of it for the upcoming prelims exam. There is a possibility for asking a question from this metal organic framework and the regenerative farming. Okay, thank you.